It is listing day on a new listing in Cottage Grove, which means lots of copies, flyers, all those good things that we have in the house for potential buyers to review. And so it makes for just a little bit of paperwork to do. So I'm knocking that out this morning. It is definitely fall. It's about 5 to 8 and the sun is still not fully up. But that's all right. Fall market's cool. I like working in the fall market. That's always been my favorite time for clients to buy and sell. It just seems like people are maybe a little more level-headed, but anyway, fall market's my favorite. And so it's fun to have a new listing going on. This is, I'll take you to this house, 7180 Imperial Ave South in Cottage Grove. Cool little rambler. So I'll do the yard sign shuffle today, get a sign down there, and yeah, hopefully we'll get that thing sold the first weekend. So I'll keep you posted.
In the Super Bowl host city this year, wherever that is.
That makes sense.
Where is the Super Bowl this year in?
Isn't it in San Fran?
Yep.
One sign, or excuse me, 1 yard to the other. This time of year we always get low on signs. You know, they get misplaced. Maybe they get picked up by somebody. I actually had one I'm convinced was stolen by a disgruntled neighbor. I don't have proof, but I just have a feeling the way the conversation had gone with that person. So from St. Paul to Cottage Grove with this one. All right, just making our way into Cottage Grove right now, actually in the neighborhood. A little while since I've been on for a real estate video. Kind of a silly reason why, but the editing software that I used, kind of a long story, I'll make it short. I was paying for like the pro version, but when I would edit the videos, it like didn't recognize that I was paying for it, and I couldn't reach anybody at customer service to help me out, and so long and short, I just canceled it. And then I've kind of been playing around with one. You'll have to let me know what you think. If you've watched any of the past videos, just shoot me a note, let me know. Yeah, so I'll be playing around with a few different editing softwares here until I settle on one that I like. The one I have currently doesn't have any, like, you can't lay over music or anything, which is kind of a bummer, because if we're shooting like B-roll or just something a little more quiet, it's nice to have some music in the back. So it probably won't be this one for much longer, but we're like I said, I'm still working out the kinks. I'm not a video editor, I'm not a graphic designer. I went to college for psychology and then got a degree in business after that. So the creative stuff is just something that I'm a student of. I'm learning as we go. But anyway, enough about that. Just cruising through this like just super cute neighborhood in Cottage Grove. I'll put a link in the description to this listing. It's a rambler, 4-bed, 2-bath, just an awesome house. It has an addition that's a pretty large family. You know, even though it's a single level house, you kind of have 2 separate living spaces on the main level. It's really cool. It's one of a kind for sure. And then, you know, of course, kind of what you'd expect in a finished basement of a house of this vintage. But yeah, check out the pictures. Let me know what you think. You know, if you have anybody who's interested, feel free to share the link. I'd love to walk them through it, show them the house. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, the business has been kind of cruising along. I mentioned a little earlier in this video, I like the fall market. One thing that has happened actually twice this fall, that to go and resell a house. So in both these situations, the houses had really, I mean, really solid offers, solid buyers in place, but they were both contingent on the buyers of the home selling their own. And in both cases, the sale fell through on their end, which left my sellers, of course, kind of empty-handed. But oddly enough, and again, this is in Minnesota and Wisconsin, one of each, we went back on the market, and it was like the listings were hot. And so it was this weird thing where, you know, the universe works kind of funny sometimes, but it was almost like taking that month off the market made the house more desirable. It does, I know it may not make sense. I don't fully know if that's true or if that's wishful thinking. Sellers ended up with really strong offers. Both are now non-contingent on a property sale. And yeah, it all actually ended up working out. You know, the universe works in some strange ways sometimes. And you know, my job is to obviously present offers as they come in. And when you've got one or two, you just kind of say, okay, hey, are we comfortable with the terms here? And if the answer is yes, then you move forward. And you know, crazy things happen, so sometimes deals fall apart, and I just get back to work and sell it all over again. But anyway, really happy for my sellers in both instances. So that said, I think I'll just kind of wrap up this video for the week. I am looking at some data points just of what's kind of been happening. So we've got all the information comes out, you know, about 3 or 4 weeks after a month ends. And we had some really neat kind of trends that we saw in September, and I'll plan to share those in the next video. I have that other video together and shoot that out as soon as it's ready. So thanks for watching. Appreciate the support. See ya.